So if you're between clubs, if you're between just a decent 7 or a hard 8, most of you, with where you are in this game, would be 10 times better off going with the 7 than going with the 8. The reason is because when you try to add speed, you don't add it correctly. So when you try to add speed, it makes the face more unstable. So it goes crooked. Now you flip this over to the tour players. Because they know how to add speed to get the momentum of the club in the correct arc, so when the club runs into the ball, speed is actually stabilizing their face. They're better off to take less club and make it go faster because they're more stable. All right, but you're in a different world than they are. You don't know how to make the club move fast correctly, so anytime you take less club and try to swing hard, you're probably not going to hit it very good. All right, because you're going to try to accelerate the club the wrong way. See, acceleration to me has nothing to do with how fast I'm going to move my hips or what. Acceleration to me is how much I'm going to make the club do this back and here. So the handle's coming down and the club's, there's the whip is right here. So if I want it to go further, I activate it right back here. I'm not trying to hang on and pull with my shoulders and then catch it up. That's where the tour lives, right there. That's why more speed for them, because they get the club in the right place and it's going so fast that the momentum of the club is in their court. You guys never learn how to use momentum. You fight it. You try to force it to do things and then you're fighting it to get it on the ball. I want you to watch what I'm going to do here. I want you to take the club, you set it on the ground. Now I want you to split your grip so that you've got about, your right hand is, say, 1/4 of the way down the shaft. Right there. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to hinge the club up. Now I'm going to come down and you make the club head go down where the ball is. So to make the club go down where the ball is, where did your left hand go? Your left hand went in closer to your body. It didn't go out at the ball, did it? So if you split this, watch where my hands go. So I'm here. If this was the ball down here, for me to get that club head back to that spot, if I go like this, see, I can't get the club head back to the ball. So my hands have to come in, and the club head goes out to the ball. Now, watch what I'm going to do on the follow-through. Just let the thing hinge back up on the follow-through. Let it hinge up. So let the club shaft hinge back up on the follow-through. There you go. There you go. When people start doing that, they start going, well, wait a minute. That doesn't feel like I have any control. That feels real handsy. Here was another thing I heard at the summit. The key to this game is getting people to be able to take their hands out of the swing and use their body more than their hands. Your hands are what play every sport. Now, when guys on tour say their hands feel quiet, they say they have quiet hands. They don't say they don't use them. Okay, what makes quiet hands is when the club gets in the correct arc relative to your hands. So when this happens, the momentum of the club takes off, and all my hands are doing is I'm just kind of holding on, going along for the ride. So my hands don't feel like they're doing anything. If you get the club out of position, now your hands have to do something to try to catch the club up, so your hands feel extremely active. When they say their hands are quiet, they're not quiet. You watch any single one of those guys, they hit the ball, and after they hit the ball, you watch them, and they're like this, and you go, that looked like your hands did a lot. Well, they did, but what they did is they directed the momentum here, so as they came into the ball, the momentum of the club's going, and all they're doing is just directing the momentum and going along for the ride. So they don't feel like they're using their hands, but they're using them. So when they start saying we got to take hands out of the golf swing because it's too hard for people to time the swing, I'm going, are you kidding me? Sports are nothing but timing. Now, the more you get the momentum of the club in the correct arc, the less you have to time it. And the more the momentum of the club will stabilize the face. I'm going to use an example. Race cars, okay? So let's think about this club head, not as a club head, but let's think of it as a race car that's going around a corner. This race car is approaching this corner right here, and there's a wall. If you're driving a race car into a corner, do you wait till you get to the corner and then turn the wheel, or do you start turning the wheel before you get to the corner? You better turn it before, because if you wait till you get to the corner and go like this, the momentum of the car will take you right into the wall, okay? So here comes this race car, and it's approaching this corner. So right here, as I'm approaching the corner, I'm starting to turn the wheel. Remember the tennis racket? So I'm starting to turn the wheel. Now, turning the wheel gets the race car in the correct line. You know, you're coming around a corner. If you've ever watched race cars, they go slower into the corner. Where are they faster? Coming out of the other side. Okay, so if I get the race car into that arc or into that corner correctly, once it gets around this corner, what do you do right there? You hit the gas. What do those cars do when they come out of the corner? Have you ever watched them? They come out of the corner. When you see them hit the gas, it just shoots the car, and the car stabilizes itself down the track. What stabilizes it? Momentum. Okay, now if they wait too long to turn, or they turn too early and hit the gas, where does the car go? Into the walls. So most of you, the reason you do the things wrong you do, if you didn't do them, you'd miss the ball. So it's your concept that's making you have to make compensations to make the club run into the ball. You're pretty damn good athletes, because I'd miss it if I did what you do. The fact that you never miss it's a frickin' miracle. Okay, so here you have tennis. So your hands swing inside the tennis ball for the ball to hit the racket. So now all of a sudden we go to golf. Well, the racket's further away from you. My hands have to swing inside the ball to hit it. If my hands go at the ball, we got a problem here. Baseball bat, if your hands swing at the ball, you'll only do it once. Yeah. And I mean, anybody who's played baseball, we've done it. Inside pitch, and you get your hands out here and you hit it right there, and you go, I don't think I want to do that again. Okay, well, most of you, if anybody, I hate to say this, anybody ever had the shanks, the hosel, the pitch outs?
Anything else you want to know?
Okay. Laterals, pitch outs. The reason that happens is you start here and you go back and your hands move closer to the ball. So now when the club comes down, you hit it on the hosel. If your hands come back in here, there's no way to hit the friggin' thing on the hosel. Unless the club has an extender in it where it can extend in the middle of your swing. Hands do not swing at the ball. They don't in any sport.